What up? It's your boy Ray V. Let's get it.
Sad boy.
Sad boy quote of the day.
F
F
ain't
ain't for feels, it's for fantasies. So let's get into our deepest fantasies, baby.
I'll give you a third for him, though.
I lied. We're going to do a work on your team Wednesday today. I didn't fully finish the sell high script, so I didn't really feel like working on it today. So we are just going to go back to work on your team Wednesday. We're going to work on this guy, his Four Souls team, Martin Martian. This guy always cries about his team, but his team's pretty good. Y'all can judge for yourselves. This is a 12 team, 1 QB PPR league. We got like 2 IDPs and we got a kicker in here. Team's not bad. We'll check it out. That's Dak Prescott, Tajay Spears, Amir Hampton, BTJ, Devontae Smith, Kyle Pitts, Terry McLaurin, T-Mac, Cam Little, Jermaine Cooper, and Demetrius Knight. So I probably could shore up these IDPs just off the top of my head. Feel like there's people who get more than 100 tackles. And his bench is going to be Jordan Love, Trey Benson, Kamani Badal, Stevenson, Isaiah Pacheco, Roma Dunze, Adonai Mitchell, Bailey, Debo, and Chikonkwo. So has Miller on his IR. And look at these guys. Jaden Higgins at his 202. Nice pick. Rondé Gatskin for $2. Probably the first waivers. Jackson Dart right here at the 302, and Kyle Manungai at the 402. What an elite draft last year. Obviously he got Marion Hampton right here too, 102. He was able to get T-Mac at 103. So he had 102, 103, and then all his picks right here. And for the future, he has 107. He has the 102 this year, 202, 302. Doesn't have his fourth. He has somebody's 107 right here, and then he has all his picks. Yeah, he has all his picks, and then he has an extra second in 2027. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I wonder who helped him draft, because this is an elite taxi squad right here. It's almost like somebody is in his ear all the time because he's always asking questions, and his team is really good. I don't know what he's crying about over here, but elite. Off the top of my head, BTJ should be a little bit better. Does he return to his rookie year form? Probably not. Devontae Smith should take a big boost. No AJ Brown in the system. He's still tied to Hurts. That kind of sucks, but he could still do something. Kyle Pitts, he had a resurgence last season. Forget what OC went over there. I forget off the top of my head what OC went over to Atlanta, but they love to use their tight ends a lot. Was it the Browns tight end and the way they use Njoku and Fannin? I think that's what it was. So Pitts could be the next Fannin, yeah. Even though Fannin is, was a rookie last year. That's the joke. That is the joke, guys. Terry should return to, like wide receiver 1-ish status. Probably high-end wide receiver 2. As long as he's healthy. As long as Jaden Daniels healthy. Should be pretty good. T-Mac just take a step up. Panthers offense looks a little better. Cam Little's a good kicker, too, so that's cool. Addressing the second running back spot is probably what you need. Tajay Spears, fine flex. You're only going to use him once a week, but obviously depth matters. Trey Benson, maybe with this Josh Jacobs stuff going on, maybe they want to trade for Trey Benson. That'd be pretty cool. If I were to guess off the top of my head what would happen in Green Bay if Josh Jacobs does get cut, he goes to jail, blah blah blah, felonies, it'd be something like Trey Benson. I don't think they'd trade Algier. I don't think they'd trade Connor, because Connor's the heart and soul of that team. Algier, they just signed him, so I don't think it would make sense for them to trade him. Trey Benson's the odd man out, like I've been saying. Another one would be Kamara. I think Kamara would be a pretty good trade for target for Green Bay, but we know Green Bay doesn't like to trade for people. Most realistic thing is probably like Najee off his Achilles. You pick him up and just add him to the running back room. Joe Mixon, if his foot's okay from him shooting himself in the foot, allegedly, supposedly. Austin Eckler, you could add him to the room just cause. That's probably what it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be something ugly like Najee, just gonna muck up the whole backfield. If you got Chris Brooks, you got Marshawn Lloyd, you got Damian Martinez, you got there's the other guy, Pierre Strong. All guys in that running back room for Green Bay right now. Hey, Sendo. Trade them away while the hype's high. I don't think any of them take over if anything really does happen. I think it's just going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess back there. We just have Ramondre Stevenson, so you can play him. Travion is doing his thing. And you do have Manungai. So you got enough running backs here. And then, Pacheco should be filling the David Montgomery role. Probably a little less, but, should be able to give you flex weeks, if not low RB2 weeks. So you're okay there. 102, 107, 202, 302. 102, you're probably going to take Carnell Tate. You're going to shore up more of your wide receivers here. And your wide receiving core is already good, so if you want to diversify that, you could send BTJ, you could send Devontae Smith and land a really good running back. Somebody's really high on McLaurin right now. You do like a 2 birds 1 stone, make your team younger and make this like a positional change and go get a younger running back that will give you points, maybe not similar to McLaurin, but you get the youth back as well, the longevity. Dak's fine, but you do have Jackson Dart on your bench, and then you have Jordan Love. This is only 4 points, passing touchdown, 1 QB QB league. QBs don't really matter, but you know, I'm in this league too, and there's, you know, we have 12 people in this league, and we got some QB holders. Show you guys our waivers, our free agency. So we got Malik Willis, Geno Smith, Deshaun Watson, Kirk Cousins, and that's pretty much it. Justin Fields if he plays. Mahomes isn't ready. But that's pretty much it. You know, we got 12 people. That means most people are holding 3, if not 4 QBs. We got QB holders in this league as well. We only start 1. It's not that crazy. It's not that necessary. Some running backs that could be picked up on your team. Keaton Mitchell could be grabbed. P. Ryan. I know I was blasting P. Ryan the other day, but if he's still on Cincy and they do use him as the 3rd down back, I mean, he could probably give you some flex weeks. I forgot that he was hurt in the middle of the season and then he did come back. But in the beginning of the season, he was hurting Chase Brown's production just by being on the field. Zay Davis, probably not. Ooh, Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen would be a nice trade to Green Bay. They would never do it, but that would be a really nice trade for them. Got LaQuint Allen here. He might be something. Justice Hill. You want the backup to Derrick Henry while he still has the backup. Got Chris Brooks on here. DeMarcado, if you believe that he'll be the 3rd down back. Got Marshawn Lloyd right here. It looks like it. That's Alani. So there's some running backs you can get. Garendo. Ooh, Garendo. The Green Bay would be nasty. They would never trade into Green Bay, but that would be nasty. Giving any of these running backs that, you know, look like they were going to be something coming out of college that just landed in a horrible spot, give them a chance. That would be tight. Wide receivers can pick up. Aren't rookie. I don't know how to take the rookies out. Sorry, y'all. So wide receivers, we got Parker Washington. That's a good pickup. Naylor and Ilyasovas, I guess. All these rookies in the way. Jalen McMillan. We got Besh. Darnell Mooney could still be something, especially if Neighbors starts on the pup. Bourne should give you at least flex 2 numbers. I think we start 2 flexes in this league. Tolbert, I mean, he could hold off whatever rookie is supposed to be behind him. I mean, so do something. Turpin, maybe. Tutu Atwell could hold off. I believe it's Kevin Coleman Jr. behind him. I don't know who's behind him. One of these rookies is behind him, but, you know, he's the most poised. He's the most polished right now. So he in 3 wide receiver sets to start the season, at least I could see Tutu being the guy. I got Xavier Hutchinson right here. I think that's it. Mumfield's nice to hold, but it's just a hold. And tight ends. Vaughn Johnson, no. Gunnar Helm, that's a nice hold. Seki, Firemouth, probably do something. Got Dulcich on here. That's it. Tongus. Kittle's not ready. Matt. Yeah, looks like it. I don't know how they're ordering these kickers, but sorry. Looks like I can't help you on kickers. IPs in general? I guess not. Alright, can't help you with those right now. Or at least on the desktop. So at the 102, you're probably definitely going to go Carnell Tate. 202, I don't think Jonah Coleman makes it to you. Maybe Nick Singleton. 107, what is that? I got to take out the quarterbacks. Concepcion, Jadarian Price. And so 107, your Jadarian Price and Casey Concepcion should have gone. I mean, maybe something weird happens in your league, but those 2 should be gone. So you're looking down the barrel at like Kenyon Sadiq, Omar Cooper Jr. maybe. If you really want to take Fernando Mendoza at the 102, I definitely would not. Rookie quarterbacks that aren't rushing quarterbacks probably really shouldn't go in the first round, maybe the back end of the first round if you really want in a 12-team, 1 QB, 4-point passing touchdown league, but each their own. So this is probably like Kenyon Sadiq or something right here. So you probably try to bundle your 107 and 302, maybe jump up to Jadarian Price at 105, maybe trade back to 112 because at 202 Jonah Coleman should not be there. Maybe Nick Singleton in a 12-team. That's the 14th overall pick. I would probably try to trade back to the 112, get Jonah Coleman or something if you really want to shore up the running backs through the draft. Or you could just straight up trade 107 for a running back, you know. Go get Kenneth Walker. Can't think of anyone off the top of my head besides Kenneth Walker, but go get someone in that tier of the 107. You just do that straight up. No need to play around with the rooks. You still take Nick Singleton here if he's there. 302, take Adam Randall or something. If you really want to build through the draft with your running backs, I mean, you got Monungai right here. You got Marion Hampton. I mean, I'm sure I know you drafted Tajay Spears. 304, so, you know, it seems like what you want to do. You have a plethora of wide receivers. We could start 4 total wide receivers a week, so you literally have 4 of them right here. BTJ, Smith, Scary Terry, T-Mac, and then you have a Dunjay still on your bench. You have Chig right here if you really need a flex week filler type thing. Still have Stevenson and stuff to throw in there, so if you really want to diversify that and mess that around with that, you know, you could package, you could try to trade just anybody. I mean, obviously Terry McLaurin probably your first guy to trade and try to be 2 birds 1 stone and get younger and a positional switch to running back like I was saying earlier. You could definitely send away like BTJ or Devontae Smith for a good running back as well. Maybe Roma Dunze if you don't believe in him. If you do believe in him, kick someone else to the curb. You have Dak, you have Jordan Love, you have Jackson Dart. I'm sure you could send one of those guys out. Jackson Dart probably has the most value to him right now if you really want to get rid of him. But rushing quarterback, who knows if he still rushes that much? After getting hurt, after being told he has to be more careful and stuff. So maybe he's the sell right now, and you should just keep Dak. They're always gonna have a high-powered offense in Dallas. Trade one of them. You don't need both of them. You can have some crappy guy like Jordan Love as your backup. You're only gonna use him once a week, and then if somebody goes down, you could really trade for another quarterback if you really need to. There's no need to have two QB1s in a 1 QB league, because you're not gonna be switching them back and forth. You're just gonna use the one guy. Your second QB is just gonna be used during the bye week if an injury happens, but you don't need to be that safe, in my opinion. You could just kick one of these guys and try to get something. Obviously package, give me Dak in a second, Dak in the third, Dak in a second, go get a running back, something like that. So now we can look at trades. You have on the block, you're the only guy on this block right here, 5 guys right here. Manungai, Pitts, Devontae Smith, BTJ, Dak Prescott, and then this guy right here, Nati, has Kelsey. Look at everyone's teams. So what you need is a running back, so we're gonna go look for guys with running backs. Guy Saquon, DeAndre Swift, Kenneth Gainwell, Rico Dowdle, D-Rod, Jaden Blue, Dylan Sampson, Rashad White. This guy looks like your ideal partner right here. He has a lot of running backs that could be running back 2 or flex type zones. Kenneth Gainwell on the rise, Rico Dowdle on the rise, even C-Rod going to Jacksonville. He could have flex value. Dylan Sampson, he could totally be the third down back. Or Rashad White going to Washington. So this guy probably starts 4 running backs a week. Oh, and he has some nice receivers too, so you might have to give him a little something. Let's see his tight ends. He has Kittle, so I believe you have tight ends. So hey, maybe send him Kyle Pitts. Maybe he's a Chigakonko believer. You do something like that. He has the 109, so you can try to trade back with him and just YOLO take Jonah Coleman if you really like it. You just YOLO take Jonah Coleman at 109. Work something out with that. That guy has a lot of running backs. Let's see this guy: Bucky Irving, Jalen Warren, Tyrone Tracy, Rashad Smith, RJ Harvey. You can try to get RJ Harvey from him for the cheap, and him a second or something, maybe even a third. I don't really know how people are tagging Harvey right now. Jonah Coleman's gonna take his lunch, but he should be a third down back. That's what he was drafted to be, but he always should have been. Maybe I'm just coping because I have Harvey everywhere. His draft profile said he was not good between the tackles, and he's definitely not good between the tackles. So maybe the third down role suits him more. PPR league, just abuse it. Jonathan Taylor, Travis Achan, Pollard, Mason, Tuden, Ollie Gordon, Caleb Johnson, J.K. Dobbins, Malik Davis, Banakanda right here. So maybe you can try to swing on Tuden for him, but he probably drafted him, so maybe not. You get Tony Pollard from him, pair with your Tajay Spears, even though, Nick Singleton went over there. I just did a whole buy low on Tony Pollard. It's going to keep going until the wheels fall off is what I think. This guy has Jonathan Taylor, Travis Achan, so maybe you could send him a wide receiver or something. He only has 4 wide receivers. Granted, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown, Neighbors, Golden, and Garrett Wilson. You could try to work something over there and try to get one of his running backs, even one of his better running backs. But he only has 4 wide receivers here. You could work something there. Let me look at through all the teams before I try to do a trade sausage thing. Let me also look at quarterbacks, because you're trying to get rid of your quarterback. This guy's Tua and Goff, so maybe he doesn't need another quarterback, especially if Tua doesn't win the job out in Atlanta. That could be something. Darnold, Nix, and Milrow? No. Gotta leave that guy alone. Mayfield and Stroud? Nah. Burrow, Lawrence, A-Rich, Penix? Nah. This guy might need another QB. Maybe. Let's move on. We got Jalen Wright, Tyler Algier, Jerome Ford, Tank Bigsby. He has nothing. He only has the 103. He doesn't even have the 101. This guy's team sucks. Maybe I should have gone through this guy's team. Does he have good receivers at least? Nico Collins, Jalen Coker, Josh Downs, Tez Johnson, Chimere Dike, Demario Douglas. Oh my god, this team sucks. Tucker Kraft, Dalton Schultz, T.J. Hawkinson. Damn, I should have gone through this guy's team. 103, 106, 108. This guy looks like he wanted to rebuild, couldn't fully commit, couldn't get enough, couldn't sell. He stripped his team pretty hard, and he doesn't really have much to show for it. 103, 106, 108. You're going to get Jordan Tyson here. You're going to get Casey Concepcion or Jadarian Price right here. And what's the 108, man? It's a leftover of Sadiq, Eli Stowers, Omar Cooper Jr. 206, so you don't even have your own 2. 303, 403. 403, 407. This guy seems a yikes. Maybe I should have gone through this guy's team. Maybe next week. Lamar Jackson, Caleb Williams, Shador Sanders. So good QBs. Kareem Hunt, Derrick Henry, Kenneth Walker, Blake Corum, Alvin Kamara, Chuba Hubbard. This guy is your Kenneth Walker guy. If he just wants the straight up 10 whatever I said, 107 for Walker, you could try that. You could try your 202, 302 for Derrick Henry if you really want that. I'm sure you got a little young team over here, man. So I feel like you just want them young. So even like Chuba is probably too old for you. You might be able to get like Blake Corum if there's really a 50-50 role going on over here, but they say that every year. It's more believable this year, but they say that every year. We can take a look at his wide receivers, see if he needs any help there. You got Metcalf, Pickens, Alec Pierce, Brendan Rice, Troy Franklin, Westbrook Akine, Bateman, Calvin Austin. His tight ends, Sadio Barner, Laporta, Auden, 105, 205, 305, 405. So he has all his picks, and he's the 105, so he will be getting Jadarian Price or Casey Concepcion. Just looking at this guy's team, he's definitely going to take Jadarian Price, 100%. Looks like a running back guy. Looks like that's how he builds his rookie draft. Yeah, I would probably try to give him 107 for Kenneth Walker, something like that. You could totally feed him wide receivers too, BTJ, Kenneth Walker type flip, whatever extra picks you guys needed. Try to make that work out or whatever. Maybe try to take Blake Corum from him or something. I could totally see it. Chuba, nice buy low. Still like the projected starter and everything. Hope Jonathan Brooks comes back from everything. ACL guy myself, but double ACLs in a row on the same knee. That's tough. When you tear your ACL the first time, it's supposed to come back stronger. That ACL is supposed to be stronger than, it was before. Tore it twice. I mean, I heard the same thing for Achilles, and I heard Deshaun Watson tore it twice. 2 times in a row. So, I'm not a sports medicine guy. That's tough. So, this guy could be someone you could work a deal with. We got this guy, Stafford, Milton, Cam Ward, Justin Herbert, Jency McCaffrey, Brooks, Scatterbo, and Breece Hall. This is a nice running back haul right here. There's J-Mo, Sutton, T. Higgins, Zay Flowers, Cowing, Pearsall. So, could start 4 or 5 receivers. I mean, depending on what you think on Sutton, I think it should be okay. Nothing crazy though. Not as good as last year. J-Mo on and off. Don't want that in my wide receiver 2 spot, like a flex player. Maybe you could use a wide receiver over here. Pearsall if he comes back. So maybe this guy's team's nice. Just straight up. You could play 4. You play Jency, McCaffrey, Breece Hall 3 times. 3 of the 4 spots. Jonathan Brooks, Scatterbo if they're back and they're good. That's cool too. And then you could play 2 or 3 receivers a week. T. Higgins, Zay Flowers, Pearsall, maybe Sutton in there sometimes. So pretty good team. Hunter Henry, Theo Johnson, Travis Kelce. So he might need a tight end. You're confident in sending Pitts away and using Tigger Conquo for the rest of the year. That's tough. That you might have to keep that 107 and draft Sadiq or something. This guy has 5 linebackers. Okay, 111, 211, 307. Might be able to work out a deal with this guy. Just shore up his wide receivers. Maybe get Pearsall back or something, and forget. Maybe. So next team is going to be Aaron Rodgers, McCarthy, and Mahomes. So you might be able to send one of these QBs over to him. His running backs are Aaron Jones, Emmanuel Wilson, Devin Neal, Judkins, and Connor. So he also needs a running back. So maybe you could. No, that doesn't work at all. I would not. If I were him, I would not give up any of these guys unless I'm totally just tanking. I think he has the 101 though. Yeah, he's the 101. So he can get Love. I mean, you could always try the 2 first thing. I would totally give up 102. I'd give up 102, 107 for Jeremiah Love. I gave up my 105 and my 2027 first for Jeremiah Love myself. So I'm about it. I would do that. I don't know if this guy takes it. You're more than seemingly, not necessarily more than a running back away. I mean, you can get through with Judkins and Aaron Jones and James Conner. Maybe James Conner is a flex, but you make a trade right here just to get another running back. He's kind of in your situation here because he has Justin Jefferson, he has Christian Watson, he has Marvin Harrison Jr., he has QJ, he has Malik Washington, and bums, tight ends, Njoku, Arroyo. So maybe you need some tight end help. You could send him Pitts that way, but he doesn't really have running backs to give you. He also has 4 IDPs. Tyler Lue. Interesting. Okay, next guy, Purdy, Daniels, Kyler Murray, Bryce Young. This guy has a bunch of QBs. So we got Javonte, you got Kyron Williams, Josh Jacobs, and Brian Robinson. He has JSN, AJ Brown, Pittman, Dwan Jennings, Xavier Legette, Flournoy, Isaiah Bond, Jalen Royals, Trey Harris, Jalen Knoll, KLS, Brandon Ayuk, Tank Dell. This guy has a lot of receivers, but he has has at least 3 good ones right here, and he could play. I mean, if Josh Jacobs doesn't go jail, he has 3. Yeah, he can play 3 running backs right here too. Yeah, this guy's not a good trade partner for you. He has Ferguson, he has Mark Andrews, and the 110. Nah, this guy is not good for you. Jalen Hurts, Mac Jones. So this guy definitely needs a backup QB, but he's in the kind of the same boat as you, whereas he doesn't need a super good backup QB, so he might not be interested that way. Devon Achane, James Cook, Jordan James, Austin Eckler, Najee Harris, and Michael Carter. So he's also hurting like you. He has 2 running backs, but he doesn't have anything else much after that, especially with Najee. Alright, and this was my team. I skipped it because he probably doesn't want to trade with me, but I have Josh Allen, Jacoby Brissett, Daniel Jones, Bijan, Gibbs, Darquez Hunter, Ray Davis, Will Shipley, Giddens, Woody Marks, Bill, Joe Mixon, Charbonnet, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Olave, DJ Moore, Torrey Horton, Egbuka, Godwin, Ridley, Ray McBride, Kincaid, Cody Parkinson, Pinheiro, Quay Walker, Landman, and I'm the 112 slot. So I have 112, 203, 212, 312, 412, and I got an extra first. Next year, I think that's all my extra pick. No, I have a 2028 first as well. Extra 2028 first. Back-to-back champ right here. 3-time champion overall. And a lot of my guys are drafted too, so I don't know what is up. Always down to trade, but I'm not trying to give out handouts, you know what I mean? I'm gonna give you fair value and everything, and I don't think that's what he wants. I think he wants to buy low on some dudes. I mean, you could always just go to this guy straight up. You get Javonte Williams, send him a second or something. I forget I don't think he would trade him now with this Josh Jacobs news. Probably would have traded him before. I mean, your best trade partner definitely looks like this guy. These are his 2 best trade partners right here. It just throws me in the deal because it throws me in. You could try to send. It sucks too because like trying to trade a QB because this guy has Goff. He's gonna play Goff every week, and then he could drop like Quinn Ewers. You could pick up like Malik or whoever else was on the waiver in the beginning. He could just do any of that stuff and just be fine. But he does have a lot of running backs here. He has Rashee Rice, so maybe he's panicking on this. Jaden Reed's not super good. Mike Evans was hurt last year, so I probably hurt him, but he does have Jordan Addison. So maybe you could send him an extra wide receiver his way, and you can get like Rico Dowdle back. You can get Gainwell, something like that. I don't think you could take any of his heavy hitters, but you could definitely shore up your Actually, no, that doesn't really make sense. Because you're just going to be getting extra pieces, and, you already have Munungai, Stevenson, Pacheco as, like, your RB2 flexes, and Tajay Spears. You could try to swing for the fences for Saquon, but it's not that deep. All right, so let's try these 2. I realized that the other guy, only had 2 super strong running backs, and the rest were, like, running back 2 flexes. Still good, but that's what this guy's team, this is what Martin Martian's team is full of anyway. He has Tajay Spears, he has Stevenson, he has Munungai, he has Pacheco, a bunch of RB2 flex range, hopefully RB2s, but not like RB1 upsides at all, really. Maybe Munungai. But so this guy is probably his ideal partner here. I'm trying to get like Breece Hall probably is the guy. I mean, obviously, Genty would be nice. Breece Hall would be ideal. McCaffrey would be like super win now. Not sure what this guy wants to do with his team, but you could totally give him something to get Breece Hall. You could give him Breece Hall to you. Give him like BTJ. Give him like Roma Dunze, but you probably want a Dunze. Oh, you still got Higgins right here. Do like a Pitts, LC swap. You could totally do something like this. I feel like it's a little much, but it seems like you want to get rid of Kyle Pitts anyway. You do get Travis Kelce back for either 1 year, 3 years, whatever. He signed a 3-year extension, but I think it was like it's just a front. It was like pretty much a 1-year deal. A little extra fluff on there. You do get Breece Hall back. Get rid of BTJ. Don't know how this guy feels about BTJ. Maybe you can ask for like an extra 4th back or something. Probably get a little bit extra out of this, but this is probably the structure of a deal of what you guys need to do. You do something like this. This is a good trade, decent enough. You guys can work out the kinks yourself. I'll just send it so you guys can see it. Another one you could do is like go for McCaffrey. So if you want to take that route, you could just do the same thing for McCaffrey. Don't know how many years he got left, man. Niner fan and everything, but shoot, he was healthy last season. I don't like that. I don't like that he was all healthy last season because, the pendulum swings back and forth. That's not necessarily how it works, but that definitely is how it feels like it works, It feels like it works out like that sometimes. Dollar again. Honestly, you could just send him like BTJ, but it definitely feels like what is the feel of BTJ from the other manager. You could definitely use him, T. Higgins, Flowers, BTJ. This is the youth right here, so he goes from super old running back to youth. Don't don't know if he flies that way, but even like something like this, work it out with forts or something, thirds, forts. If you're really gonna get into it, you could send a McLaurin, and he could send you JMO back, something like that, off the top of my head. So there's that one too, and I could probably do one more trade for you. I think this guy was pretty good for you, so let's see this. We could do like Kenneth Walker, send him like your 107. If that doesn't work, I wouldn't mind adding like your 302, so we could just start with that, I guess. 302. I mean, I guess I won't start with that, so I don't send your best offer. But you could add the 302 on there. I wouldn't be too mad at this. Obviously, people are trading Jadarian Price essentially for Kenneth Walker, and Kenneth Walker is way better. Obviously, the youth is the difference there, but something like that would work. If you want Derrick Henry, I mean, significantly less, but I feel like this guy just is gonna hold on to Derrick Henry a little too hard. You could do like this. You could send him Pacheco if you really want. You could send him a third. I feel like Pacheco's probably 302-ish, maybe a late second, but all around the same thing. So if this guy really wants your 302 so bad, here you go. We got 107, 302 for Kenneth Walker. Send that one out. We could try to think of a Derrick Henry trade for you just to give you some options. Give him like your 202. You could do like 107, but 107 is kind of a little much for me. So, oh no, you have the 105. I thought you were behind them. And you're 107. So 107 for Derrick Henry. The 107, Derrick Henry, 405. I could see something like this going down. I feel like Derrick Henry's like 110, 112-ish area, so 107's a little heavy for him. 405, I mean, that's whatever. Obviously, you guys don't have to just accept this, but you just work on the kinks yourself. It's something like that. Something like that's pretty close in my head, at least. It's not what I say goes, so you guys could work it out. Maybe this guy likes Derrick Henry too much. Maybe you don't even like Derrick Henry. Definitely think you could push for this season. You could send something like this out. I'm not hating it. You guys can work out those thirds, fourths, fifths, whatever you guys want to do. Let's try to figure something out right here. So you're going to give him Dak Prescott. Who do you want? You probably want James Cook. You probably want Achane, but I'll give you James Cook. So let's try to work it out from there. So James Cook, Dak Prescott, and you can give him BTJ, Devontae Smith. I really think Devontae Smith is going to be really good this year, but you seem to be a little Leonardo DiCaprio, man. You got these DiCaprio files. Seem to like your guys really young, is what I'm starting to notice here. But we can try to work something out for you. Yes, Tyler Warren, so no, he would not want Pitts. Totally give him Devontae Smith. You totally wanted to just give him Devontae Smith. You could. Maybe you could throw McLaurin in there if you really want and take like Worthy back. Maybe not McLaurin, because you're upgrading his wide receiver right here. You're giving him backup quarterback, and then you're going to give him, I think Stevenson's still going to be good, but you can give him Stevenson. You can give him Manungai. You can give him either of them, honestly. I think Manungai's going to be good. Getting rid of Stevenson's not the worst thing. Yeah, you can give him Stevenson, work it out with thirds and fourths. I think this is a nice structure of a deal right here. You still get a wide receiver back as well. You get rid of one of your running backs, but you obviously upgrade, and you still got Jay Spears, you still got Pacheco in the wings, just in case. Your Benson, if you go somewhere, you still got Manungai. So something like this would really upgrade you. Definitely help that other guy's team out as well. Diversifies his assets a little bit. Is able to make a complete roster lineup every week. Doesn't have to play Judy every week. Tyreek Hill is gone right now, so he'd be able to play Jacoby Myers. He'd be able to play Devontae Smith, so 2 guys a week. And then Ramondre Stevenson and Achane, and then you could still draft whatever his draft pick was. I think he was 105, right? Or 104. So he's gonna get Jordan Tyson, Micaiah Lemon. So you could use those guys too. Not bad, not bad. And these guys are gonna sign somewhere. Austin Eckler, Najee Harris are gonna sign somewhere. So something like that would probably work. You guys figure it out. You guys figure it out. I believe in you guys. Something like that would tickle my fancy. So we'll try one more trade and we'll call it a video. I think I was trying to do this before my laptop started dying. This guy needs running back help. Even give him Stevenson, keep him young guy, and come back with Walker. This guy could send a Brees here for Walker. We start divvying up some wide receivers. Take McLaurin. You could take Devontae Smith. You need some more back. So maybe we could get JMO back or something. I don't really like JMO. Maybe I shouldn't send out McLaurin. What does it look like if we take out McLaurin? It does not look good. We send away Brees Hall. Or we take out McLaurin here and then we make T. Give him like Sutton. That's not really appealing, right? Or, like this diversifies. It gives them like a starting lineup, but that's more, give them JMO, I guess. I mean, that's more appealing, younger, a role that you already know of. They're going to have the same offense as they did last year. Probably looks more appealing. You give Brees Hall, you give up Tajay, Ramondre, Devontae Smith. You get Kenneth Walker and Devontae Smith. You give up Brees Hall and J-Mo. You get a better wide receiver and you down tier at running back. That makes sense to me. Tajay Spears, Ramondre Stevenson, J-Mo, and you give away Kenneth Walker. So if you're looking at it for a second, Tajay Spears is whatever. You could add him in there if you want, but yeah, never send your best offer first. And this isn't like a slap in the face. You gotta add Tajay Spears in there, Gorilla-ish 52 right here. That's fine with me. You gotta add a fourth, add a third, whatever. I think this is close enough in my head at least. Gorilla right here is gonna receive Ramondre Stevenson, J-Mo, and give up Kenneth Walker. It fills out his lineup, and then it gives him a younger wide receiver back just for the future. Wide receivers last longer than running backs, so you're tearing down. It's kind of a big tear down, but you get J-Mo back, so it's a nice come up in my opinion. And the T right here, he's gonna get Kenneth Walker, he's gonna get Devontae Smith, and he gives up Brees Hall and J-Mo. So he down tiers from Brees Hall to Kenneth Walker, but he's gonna up tier from J-Mo to Devontae Smith. Thought that was pretty good. And Martin Martian right here is gonna get Brees Hall. He's gonna give up Ramondre Stevenson. He's gonna give up Devontae Smith. $1 fab. So I feel like Devontae Smith and Brees Hall are kind of close. It just depends, running back scarcity and all that. This is a 12-team league, so running back scarcity is kind of crazy. So you got to throw that extra Ramondre Stevenson on there. Like I said, if you got to add this Tajay Spears that you got to throw away, give it to Gorilla, and then he gives it a fourth back or something. I don't really care. Something like that. That would make sense in my head. Give me my $1. Give me my $1. So I'm gonna send that out. Let these guys figure it out. Feel like that's a structure of a deal though. All right, cool. That's it for today though. I'm not gonna stop the recording and start a brand new one. Hope you guys like the analysis. Hope you guys like the breakdown of this poor Souls team. Trying to make it better than what it was. It's a pretty good team already. I'm not gonna lie. Just needs like a solid running back too. You're fine, man. He keeps telling me he wants to rebuild another year. How many years you gonna rebuild, man? Hey, you gotta get this chip. You gotta go. You gotta go all in for one. You gotta get this trophy sent to you, man. That big old trophy that I show in the outro picture that I'm holding with one hand like that. Hey, we gotta send this to you, man. So you gotta get your dub, get your chip. Hey, do it to him. Work your team out Wednesday. This is all for trading. So with that, don't forget your daily dose of send that trade. Send it. Send it. That's it for today, though. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, rebuilds fade, dynasties reign. Call me a lover boy, simp, Libra. It's more than love sick. I got a fever. Feelings overloading. Not to be a diva. Standing 10 toes down. I'm not gonna leave you.